Hey, Twin Cities Yang Gang. This is Ashley. So I just had to open up my laptop and do a quick video because there's something really important that I want to share. And I will also do a quick Twin Cities Yang Gang upcoming events and activities update as well. But first, so a bunch of us went to Iowa this past weekend. We went to Des Moines for the Yangapalooza and the Justice and Liberty celebration situation. It was a blast, right? We had so much fun. And I'm sure you saw the pictures from people there. We met people from all over the country. It was a great. The people down in Iowa are working their asses off and like 24/7. And we totally recognized, I think for the first time being down there for a couple days, the importance of Iowa. And we all came back thinking, oh my gosh, we had no idea how important this Iowa caucus is coming up on February 3rd in 90 days, essentially. So I want to just stress that Iowa is critical and they need our help badly, like yesterday. This is not an exaggeration. This is coming from the campaign in Iowa and us as observers. The other candidates, as you can imagine, have had more funding and more of a presence in Iowa, longer than Andrew Yang has. And it's kind of readily apparent when you go down there. So there's a couple things we're going to do, and we want to make a big push here in Minnesota and the surrounding states around Iowa where people can drive to really concentrate on Iowa and get the message out about how important Iowa is. So if you don't know what the Iowa caucus is, which is again occurring on February 3rd in Iowa, Paget KG just put out a video on this, I think a day or two ago, that explains what the Iowa caucus is, how it works, and why it is so critical. So I highly, highly, highly recommend you watching her video. And plus, it's like 1,000 times better quality than like whatever's happening here with my camera and audio, which I don't know if you can even hear me. But so I will put the link down below. Go listen to her video. So educate yourself about the Iowa caucus and how important it is. It's the first Democratic primary to happen. And it's so big, like this can shape the future of the campaign in a big way. So, and it's a fun thing they do in Iowa, but it's also kind of confusing. But I think you need to find out about it so that you can understand why these next 90 days are just critical. This is go time, like seriously go time. So there's a couple ways that us in Minnesota can help out, or anyone else for that matter. So the campaign is officially in Iowa. So Iowa has to abide by some rules and regulations and restrictions that we do not here in Minnesota. In Minnesota, the Yang Gang is strictly volunteer based. We all have full-time jobs and do this on our spare time. So in Iowa, there's more restrictions. So in an official capacity, Iowa needs help, like yesterday, with phone banking and canvassing. These are the two very, very critical things that they need people, boots on the ground, doing now. And if I said the word canvassing, just door knocking, and it like freaked you out, don't let it freak you out. It's not that hard. Here's the deal. Iowa is going to set you up for success, okay? So literally, like, they're going to train you. They're going to give you a script if you want it. They will give you materials to hand out. They will give you an app so that you know exactly what neighborhoods to go to, exactly what houses to go to. And I think they even give you like a shirt or a cap or something as well. So don't worry about that piece. Iowa does have certain days and times that they are going to be canvassing as a group during the week and during the weekend. They are set times. I will find out what those are. I don't know them off the top of my head. They might be on Mobilize website, actually. Or Viola, if you're watching this by some freak of nature, let us know. So there's that piece. The other thing is just get your butts down to Iowa. Like literally put your dog in a car, get your family down there. Like I was actually very beautiful and there's cool places to stay. Talk to people. We just need the Andrew Yang campaign to have a presence. It's actually, if you're going as a volunteer, you can't say that you're with the campaign, but um, just talk to people. Go to libraries, coffee shops, restaurants, wherever. Go to yangprints.com, print yourself out some pretty brochures or some door knockers or some sticky notes. Drive down there. You could go for the day. Us here in Minnesota, we can drive to northern Iowa. It's a day trip, or you can plan a weekend. And if you are struggling with finding the money for printing out any materials, please let us know, and so we can see if someone can help out. But you can get stuff for pretty inexpensive. So, and it's like putting up a poster in somewhere, but it's mostly having conversations with these people, and especially in rural Iowa. As an example, when we drove down to Des Moines, we stopped in a couple gas stations, and just from stopping in gas stations, we talked to so many people. I had those sticker duct tape things on my back, so people were asking me like, "What's on your back?" So I got to have amazing conversations with people, and the rest of the people, Emilio and Amy and you that were in my car, did as well, just from stopping at gas stations. And it goes a long way because these people that we talk to, they now talk to other people. So get in your car, organize yourselves. You don't have to wait for like this Yang Gang Twin Cities hub to do anything. We will try to organize some stuff to go down there. Crystal Fleischman is going to be going down, I think, on a more of a regular basis weekly. In fact, her and Emilio, who were just in Iowa, are already back down there today for the day because they know and saw how important this is. So you do not just get on Facebook, create an event, or get on there and say, "Hey, I'm going down on Sunday. Anyone want to come with me? Want to carpool? Organize yourselves, but get down there. Iowa, 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 Iowa." That's what we need to concentrate on because the Yang Gang, we got to step it up. They need us. So that's enough about Iowa. We also don't want to forget about Minnesota. Minnesota, our primary is March 3rd, so it's a month later. We do not have a caucus, so it's a little bit different. But so here's the deal with Minnesota. We have awesome things that you can be doing here as well. So Tuesday nights, every Tuesday night now, there is a meetup at Billy's on Grand in St. Paul at 5:30, and someone's usually there till like 8:30, sometimes later. And they actually will teach you and train you on phone banking or text banking. They'll do phone banking together. So if you're a little gun shy about some of this stuff, go to a Tuesday night. They will walk you through it. Sometimes we make posters. Sometimes we're just like grabbing a beer with each other and hanging out, meeting other Yang Gang members, and tossing ideas around. So Tuesday night, that's happening. Our next big event is the DNC Debate Watch Party. We're super excited for that. That is November 20th, Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. at Acadia in Minneapolis. It's a tap room, really cool. They have amazing chicken wild rice soup, by the way. Awesome, I've had it. We're going to be doing games, drink specials. We're going to give away some cool swag, which leads me into my next thing. We're doing something called Yangsgiving, or I don't know, Jamie, if you've renamed it, but basically for the next couple weeks, we're going to be collecting non-perishable food items, and then we're going to drive those down to Iowa and give them to the food banks in Iowa on the weekend of November 23rd and 24th. We're hoping, we think, Fred the Felon has agreed to, if it's feasible, to come and get all of the food stuff we're collecting and drive it down to Iowa in his cool truck. The Felon is the trucker that Andrew mentioned in the last debate, if you don't know who he is. So that's happening. So if you bring a non-perishable food item to the debate watch party, you will be entered in to win a really cool, we have a couple hoodies, we have some beanies. I have, I think, 2 books of Andrew's to give away. So we're doing that. Our next big thing is the Hmong New Year is November. The New Year's celebration festival is November 30th or 31st, whatever the last day of November is, and December 1st. So those 2 days, this is a massive event. Tens of thousands of people will be through it from all over the world. A couple of people have been working so hard on this event and put a lot of work into it. We're going to have a really cool table with some fun activities and all things related to Andrew Yang. So we will be wanting volunteers for table shifts because it's all day, both days. There will always be a Hmong speaking person at the table, but we do need other people to man the table and help us. So we'll look out for that. And then lastly, we just need ideas. So here in Minnesota, it's hard to do tabling at outside for obvious reasons. So if anyone knows about a place that we could do a tabling event, or that place we can have a presence, or any outside the box ideas of what we can do here in Minnesota to outreach, to get people just to hear Andrew's name. So, and to talk about him and stuff like that. So feel free to let us know, but actually more so, if people just want to set it up themselves, that would be amazing. We're growing so fast that it's a little beyond a lot of us to keep up with trying to do everything. So like if someone wants to just say, hey, I checked out the Winter Carnival in St. Paul, and here's how much it costs to have a table, and this is the logistics of it. They have tables at the Winter Festival? I don't even know. I haven't been. But you catch my idea. So, like, find out all the info for us if you have a great idea. We have tables. I have a few tables. I have some posters. So if someone needs to use that, again, we can help coordinate, but feel free to take any of this on your own. You guys can do whatever you want. You don't have to go through us. We're just volunteers. So, but yeah, let's think outside the box. We don't want to forget about Minnesota, but the big push right now is Iowa. Iowa, that's what's going to be in our brains. Oh, I have a quick challenge for you too. The holidays are coming up, and I would say one thing we could do is, in lieu of gifts from our friends and family, is to ask them, hey, could you please donate to getting me to Iowa to help out? I really care about this campaign, because they're doing well, A, we need to do that now, but B, they're having a Yang Week, if you haven't heard of it already. Yangweek.org is where you can find out info and sign up. It's January 5th through the 11th, I believe. And people from all over the country are going to ascend on Iowa and canvass crap out of it and try to get Iowans to A, understand who Andrew Yang is and why they should support him, and then B, to caucus for him on the February 3rd. So that's going to be a huge event, and you can go down for a day, you could go down for a couple days, you could go down for the whole week. But like people from Florida in warm weather are coming up for this. There's already like hundreds of people signed up. So us Minnesotans should be able to go down for at least part of it. I myself, I normally go to New York for Christmas every year for the past years to see family. And this year I'm foregoing it. Breaks my heart a little bit, but that's how passionate I am. I want to save my time and my money and really concentrate on Iowa for the next 90 days. Iowa is the first state, so it's pretty massive. It sets the tone. So that's what I'm doing. And so I'm challenging you to do the same. So thank you for listening, and I hope to see you at our next event. If you have any questions about anything, you can email us at mspyanggang@gmail.com. I'll put that below, and we'll see you soon. Yang 2020, baby!